Good evening and many thanks for joining us. You're watching QTV Nightly News, coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue with me and Smile Eswenyasi. First, here are the main news headlines. Pilgrims from Tivaouane Travel and Tours carried out the Operation Touch the Kaaba, an initiative aimed at helping the pilgrims fulfill one of their lifelong spiritual dreams. Child Fund International has launched an advocacy campaign in Bakote to raise awareness about the importance of education and to encourage families to enroll their children in school, especially those children living with disabilities. We hear how the Tumana Agency for Development is delivering 5 days capacity building training in Nyakoi Taibatu village in Woolly West District in the Upper River region to strengthen community resilience and promote sustainable development. And we speak to one of the Gambia's leading environmental conservationists as he voices serious concerns about the country's growing vulnerability to climate change, which he links the crisis to deforestation and marine ecosystem damage. And in international news, we hear how a Ghanaian oncology nurse has become the second African to scoop the prestigious Global Nursing Award accolade. Stay tuned as we bring you more on these and other stories. And now here's the news in detail. Pilgrims from Tivaouane Travel and Tours carried out Operation Touch the Kaaba, an initiative aimed at helping the pilgrims fulfill one of their lifelong spiritual dreams. Babukar Sise accompanied the group and filed this report.
Hajj is obligatory for every Muslim who meets the required conditions. However, during the pilgrimage, touching the Kaaba is not a mandatory act. It is optional and regarded as a personal aspiration for many pilgrims. Attempting to do so can be risky due to the heavy congestion around the Kaaba, which increases the risk of crowd-related incidents, including stampedes. Upon arrival at the Kaaba after 1 a.m. on Monday, the group had to navigate strategically through the dense crowd, gradually edging closer to the Kaaba. When the opportunity arose, pilgrims were instructed to move swiftly towards the Kaaba amid the intense push and pull of the crowd. This was the moment they had long awaited. Aisa Tafsir Gay is a Hajj guide for Tivaouane Travel and Tours.
This is a great initiative by Sedin Morja Masi to help all the Hujjaj. He calls it Operation Lal Kaaba, that is Operation Touching the Kaaba. When we arrived in Mecca, for our first tawaf, which is Tawaf al-Qudum, most of our pilgrims were so excited to see the Kaaba and they wanted to touch it. But during that time, there was, congestion at the Haram, at the Kaaba. So many people were there. But it is risky. This is why it is not even like part of Hajj or a compulsory part of Hajj to touch the Kaaba because it is very risky. They were really happy. They felt spiritually elated because coming here, touching the Kaaba is just a different feeling.
Cherno Dauda Jallo and Yeroba were among the pilgrims who touched the Kaaba. When we arrived, every one of us was able to touch the Kaaba. Even the women, some of whom aren't physically strong, managed to reach and touch it. Some pilgrims choose to remain there a while longer. As for me, when I touched the Kaaba, I felt something beyond words, a feeling I simply cannot explain. With the help of Allah, when we arrived, we performed tawaf and had the opportunity to touch both the Kaaba and Maqam Ibrahim. We offered prayers for ourselves, for those who made this journey possible, and for the Gambia. I never imagined that I would one day touch the Kaaba, so I thanked Allah. For Mamadou Lamin G. Sankare, it was a dream come true.
I touched one side twice and the other side where you reside Ayatul Kursi, and then at the end you raise your hand and say Allahu Akbar. I have touched that place once, so meaning that I have touched the Kaaba yesterday 3 times, which was something I have been thinking or dreaming And thank God, it has come to be a reality. I touched the Kaaba and prayed for the whole country, prayed for my people, prayed for myself. And inshallah, I have the belief that, Allah will accept all the prayers.
For these pilgrims, the opportunity to physically touch the Kaaba is a deeply cherished goal, one that will remain in their hearts forever. Babukar Sise, QTV News, Makkatul Mukarrama.
Now, to help reduce the high number of out-of-school children in the Gambia, particularly those living with disabilities, Child Fund International has launched an advocacy campaign in Bakote. The initiative aims to raise awareness about the importance of education and encourage families to enroll their children in school. Our Bob reports.
It is quite common to see children of school-going age on our streets at times when they ought to be in school. Child Fund International, in collaboration with key partners, held a vibrant advocacy caravan in Bakote to promote the initiative to address this, which is part of the Zero Out of School Children project, designed to tackle the alarming number of children missing out on education across the country. The event began with a march past from Bakote Proper Lower Basic School to Bakote Bantaba, led by enthusiastic pupils from St. Mary's and Bakote Proper. Community leaders, school children, and education advocates collaborated to spread a unified message: every child has the right to learn. Isa Jabang, the Imam Ratib of Bakote, underscored the importance of education.
Education is a fundamental pillar for every child, especially the girl child. It is crucial for children's development and future success, fostering cognitive, emotional, and social growth. It equips them with essential skills like literacy and problem solving, and opens doors to better health and economic opportunities.
Mfamara Dabo, the Director of Sponsorship and Programs at Child Fund, emphasized that inclusive education is key to breaking the cycle of poverty and ensuring a brighter future for all children.
Education should be our number one priority for our children, because once they are educated, we are sure that we are creating a brighter future for them. Once they are not educated, we are now almost blocking the future of our children. And education does not only mean that you have to sit in a classroom. Sometimes education is about how you go out there to learn certain skills that are helping them to be able to enhance your life and livelihood.
Here is Mamjara 10, a student at St. Mary's School.
I feel lovely when I am going to school, and I like it when every children have their rights to education.
The Zero Out of School Children project is funded by Educate a Child and jointly implemented by UNICEF Gambia, the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, Child Fund, and IFANET. The initiative seeks to enroll over 66,000 out-of-school children, including those with disabilities, and to provide support systems that ensure students remain in school. In the Gambia, the child literacy rate, specifically among children aged 7 to 14, is low, with only 12% demonstrating minimal learning outcomes for reading and 9% for numeracy. For children in grade 3, 9% have the expected reading skills and 6% have the expected numeracy skills, according to UNICEF data from 2020. However, this campaign is not just about numbers. It's about changing lives, building communities, and safeguarding the future of the Gambia through education. For QTV News, I am our Bob.
Now, with support from the Indigenous Peoples Assistance Facility through Samburu Women Trust, the Tumana Agency for Development on Friday kicked off 5 days capacity building training in Nyakoi Taipatu village in Wuli West District in the Upper River region. Loli M. Kamara tells us more.
In their quest to strengthen community resilience and promote sustainable development, the Tumana Agency for Development, TAD, is building the capacities of 50 participants with practical skills to enhance food security, manage natural resources sustainably, and improve market access for agroforestry and vegetable products. According to the Executive Director of TAD, Mohammed B. Drame, this activity marks the final activity under the project titled Revitalization and Strengthening of Community Woodlock. He states how the project boosts food security and climate resilience, amongst others.
Economic empowerment, climate resilience, as well as access to market. These are all going to be possible on this project, as well as sustainable management of natural resources, the land, water, and other facilities at the woodlot.
As part of post-training support, a check of $40,000 was presented to Mr. Mauda Jabi, chairman of the Village Development Committee. The funds will be used to purchase assorted vegetable seeds and materials to establish a central indigenous tree nursery within the revitalized community woodlock. Mr. Jabi pointed out the transformation the training will create for them.
The impact is huge because having to train up to 50 women from this village on how to protect our environment and at the same time how to better understand their livelihoods. So after they leave this place, they also filter down the knowledge gained to others so as to make it more impactful.
Mayandin Sakiliba, president of TAD, while highlighting the significance of the vegetable garden, encourages participants to take ownership. We are very delighted with the coming of this project because it came to empower us, the women. Women are at the forefront of everything. If you go to the gardens, women are leading, and women are leading many households and taking care of the family too. This is why I am urging my fellow women to take ownership of the garden for it not to fail, because if it fails, that means the rest of the other villages will fail too. Jalamang Dabo, the Assistant Regional Forestry Officer, states the importance of the training and its impact on the beneficiaries.
One is, forest management, that's the woodlot, and the other one is their vegetable garden. So if the vegetable garden is there, they can consume it domestically, and of course they can consume it commercially. So it's going to give them both opportunity for consumption and of course for market for them.
This ceremony was attended by community leaders, including the Alcalo's representative, the Imam, and VDC officials, reflecting the village's collective commitment to sustainable development and environmental stewardship. Additionally, it represents a vital investment in Tayabatu's future, empowering local leadership, fostering environmental sustainability, and improving livelihoods for generations to come. For QTV News, Loli M. Kamara.
And a report there by Loli M. Kamara will lead us to the commercial break. But when we return, we hear from one of the Gambia's leading environmental conservationists about our vulnerability to climate change. We also hear how a Ghanaian oncology nurse became the second African to scoop the prestigious Global Nursing Award accolade. Do stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Being the Gambia's trusted network, QCell continues to provide the fastest and most reliable internet service in the Gambia. With 4G plus internet speed, you are guaranteed fast and reliable internet anytime, anywhere with QCell. Get a QCell SIM card now at any of our customer care centers and enjoy the fastest 4G internet in the Gambia. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyubus, we innovate, others follow. Browse Bitus. QCell brings you a promo like never before. Get unlimited internet for just $25. Yes! Recharge $25 and enjoy the convenience of free internet from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day with our Browse with Us promo. With this amazing offer, you can browse, stream, and download all your favorite movies for free. So why wait? Recharge $25 today and enjoy free internet only with QCell between 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. For more information, call customer care on 111. QCell, Senior Bus, we innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back, and be reminded you're watching QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Kairaba Avenue with me, Ansumana Nyasi. Now, Kemo Fati, one of the Gambia's leading environmental conservationists and the founder of Green Up Gambia, has voiced serious concerns about the country's growing vulnerability to climate change, linking the crisis to deforestation and marine ecosystem damage, and calls for urgent action. He spoke to Usman Jatta, and here is the report.
The gradual erosion of Kunta Kinte Island, formerly known as James Island, by the Gambia River is a plain, visible sign of the climate crisis negatively impacting the Gambia's natural environment. Environmental conservationists and advocates like Kemo Fati are not relenting in their campaign to push for the need to preserve the country's natural habitats.
When there is a 1 meter sea level rise with all this climate change, our capital, half of it will be below water. We will lose our crucial mangrove ecosystems, and the women will lose their float plains. This is a doomsday scenario for us. We are one of the most vulnerable countries when it comes to the harsh impacts of climate change. How many times do we have to echo this? For the past 8 years, we have been here. What we have restored in the past 8 years is far less than what the Ministry of Environment has degazetted in 1 day. So we are destroying faster than we are replenishing.
Rainfall patterns across the Gambia have become increasingly unpredictable, triggering severe floods and destructive windstorms, such as those in July 2022, which led to the loss of 11 lives. A report also indicated that over 37,000 people were directly affected by the devastating floods across the country. Such extreme weather events are often followed by prolonged dry spells, which are contributing to desertification. The 1976 Banjul Declaration, championed by the late Presidents Sir Dawda Jawara, laid out a commitment to preserving the Gambia's remaining wildlife and natural habitats, recognizing the loss of larger animal species. As founder and director of Green Up Gambia, an organization dedicated to safeguarding natural resources within the Gambia, Kemo Fati believes that the ongoing deforestation is a betrayal of the Banjul Declaration.
Time, we have unprotected forests that have been protected years ago. What does that show us as a commitment? The Gambia has been celebrated across the globe for being a climate leader because we have put forward very beautiful documents that work in place. Guess what? Now we are no longer one of those countries because we continue to plunder our forests. So our forest, instead of serving as a carbon sink, our forest is now a source of emitting carbon.
Mr. Fati further warns that the consequences of deforestation are severe, threatening not only the country's rich biodiversity, which includes vital wildlife and fruit-bearing trees, but also the livelihoods of local communities.
This is a sobering reflection that in a relatively short period of our history, most of our larger wildlife species have disappeared together with much of the original forest cover. The survival of the wildlife still remaining with us and the setting aside of protected natural habitats should be the concern of all of us, because it will be tragic if this priceless natural heritage, the product of millions of years of evolution, should be further endangered or lost just for the want of a proper concern. To see an ordinary rabbit is hard. That simply means that a time will come when your children might even struggle to see lizards.
According to the Global Forest Watch in 2024, the Gambia lost 442 acres of natural forest, equivalent to 107 kilotons of CO2 emissions. Kemo Fati urges all Gambians to come together to protect their environment before it is too late.
The government, all the people who are all involved, this is our Gambia. We will all continue to live here no matter what. We all know each other. But tomorrow, the crisis that is coming, we will all be here to face it. Let us not wait for that crisis to come into effect.
Kemo Fati's advocacy on environmental justice is clear and urgent.
It is either now or never.
Usman Jatta, reporting for QTV News.
Time now for international news in a moment. Now, in international news, in what is becoming an annual celebration of dedication and excellence in the nursing profession, the prestigious Asta Guardians Global Nursing Award on Monday in Dubai recognized the outstanding contributions of nurses worldwide. This year, the Global Nursing Award accolade went to Ghanaian oncology nurse Naomi Ohen Ote, the second African among the award's 4 winners. Mamna Buka has the rest of that story.
The award was presented by Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, the Minister of Tolerance and Coexistence of the United Arab Emirates, in the presence of Dr. Azad Mupen, founder and chairman of AADM Healthcare. Established 38 years ago in 1987, AADM Healthcare Limited is one of the largest private healthcare service providers, operating in the Gulf Cooperation Council and India, with a number of 34 hospitals, 131 clinics, 502 pharmacies, and 251 labs across 7 countries. The healthcare giant treats over 20 million patients annually and has over 30,000 staff, all dedicated to building a healthier tomorrow and taking healthcare to the next level of excellence. Azad Mupen, the founder and chairman of AADM Healthcare, in his commitment to continue engaging in innovative and ambitious initiatives that can revolutionize the healthcare industry, in 2021, announced the existence of an Asta Guardians Global Nursing Award, where registered nurses worldwide can apply to be recognized for their work in various fields such as leadership, research, innovation, and community service. Dr. Mupen, motivated by the global shortage of nurses at the time, wanted to recognize the crucial role nurses play in the healthcare field. On 12 May 2022, the healthcare conglomerate brought together key stakeholders and held the first ever Asta Guardians Global Nursing Award ceremony, where Anna Kabale Duba, a Kenyan nurse recognized for her community work on girls' education, female genital mutilation, and early marriage, emerged victorious amongst 24,000 nurses and used her prize money to build a school in Kenya. This event gathered international attention and became an inspiration to nurses worldwide. In 2025, after an astounding participation of over 100,000 people from 199 countries, Ghanaian oncology nurse Naomi Ohene Oti, out of the 10 finalists that were chosen, was declared winner of the award during the ceremony and received a prize of $250,000. As head of the Nursing, National Radiotherapy Oncology, and Nuclear Medicine Center at the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital in Ghana, Naomi has transformed patient care, pioneered specialist nurse training, and championed equity in cancer outcomes. She has been instrumental in developing and launching oncology nursing training programs in partnership with international centers like the Cross Cancer Institute in Canada, bringing world-class cancer education to local nurses in Ghana, and significantly improving patient outcomes. Naomi Ohene Oti, in her acceptance speech, dedicated the award to every nurse across Ghana, Africa, and other parts of the world who lead with resilience, compassion, and courage. For someone who has witnessed the inequities in cancer care firsthand and dedicated herself to closing those gaps through training, outreach, and system-level change, Naomi hopes her win will help amplify the impact of Africa's contributions to fighting cancer. Congratulations to her, all the nurses who participated, and all the nurses worldwide who continue to dedicate their lives to helping the world for the better. Perhaps one day, we will see the award go to a Gambian nurse. Mamna Buka, reporting for QTV News.
Well, we look forward to that day as well, and I'm afraid this is where we draw the curtains on this bulletin. But before we take a leave of you, here's a recap of our main headlines. Pilgrims from Tiwawan Travel and Tours carried out the Operation Touch the Kaaba, an initiative aimed at helping the pilgrims fulfill one of their lifelong spiritual dreams. Child Phone International has launched an advocacy campaign in Bakote to raise awareness about the importance of education and to encourage families to enroll their children in school, especially those children living with disabilities. We heard how the Tumana Agency for Development is delivering 5 days capacity building training in Nyakoi Taibatu village in Wuli West District in the Upper River region to strengthen community resilience and promote sustainable development. We heard from one of the Gambia's leading environmental conservationists as he voices serious concerns about the country's growing vulnerability to climate change, which he links the crisis to deforestation and marine ecosystem damage. And in international news, we heard how a Ghanaian oncology nurse became the second African to scoop the prestigious Global Nursing Award accolade. That's it for this bulletin. To join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Until then, thanks for watching.